What is going on, everybody?
Hello.
It is Pixel Partners here, and welcome back to Paranormasight, the Mermaid's Curse. When we left off, we're starting to get more backstory to things going on here on the island. Now that we went through Sato Shiranami's story, which is still focused on Tsukasa and her crush right now for the time being, pretty much.
Yeah.
But it seems like they're going to end up having a bit more intense involvement given the fact that Sato has a perspective on this. But we have also met our investigators, Yumeko Shiki and her compatriot, whose name I can't remember at the moment right now because we're trying to get a lot of names all at once.
Sodo.
Sodo, yes. Where they found a mermaid corpse. Mostly mermaid. Only head up is human still, but we learned about curses and they're part of the paranormal investigation unit.
Sodo Kiryu, that's his name.
That's
I remembered
it.
the full name.
But now we're going to go back even further for them as they investigated some unidentified skeletons.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, just one.
Well, it says skeletons. Zzz.
Oh.
Yeah.
It just says skeleton. Oh.
But.
I thought it was a single skeleton.
Well, let's find out. Date unknown.
Huh.
Okay.
But it's August still.
Yeah. Welcome, ma'am. I've been waiting for you. The site where the bones were found is a little ways offshore from this beach.
You went ahead and started the investigation, I see. Thanks for that.
Not at all. You clearing everything with local police meant all I had to do was arrive and inspect the remains myself. To get straight to the point, there is no doubt. Signs of a curse are clearly evident. The skeletal remains are tied to a supernatural incident.
Seems I was right to trust my intuition on this one. Alright then, let me hear the full report.
Understood. Ooh boy, surroundings. This is the town of Ijika in Toba City. The area is a historic place known for its ama divers.
Oh, I know it well. It's also famous as the filming location of one of Japan's most well-known monster films.
I wouldn't know about that myself, ma'am, but you seem unusually well-versed in that area.
What if she's talking about Godzilla?
I'm thinking so.
Yeah.
It could be.
Those old tokusatsu films are the best. You should watch them for yourself, Sodo.
As you wish. I'll look into it.
As you wish.
Alright. As always, I'm going to scan around a little bit. Take a look around at my surroundings. See if I find any little stickies. Buildings don't matter. Surroundings don't matter. Vision on. That way I can see stickers.
Got the sound.
Yeah, it's a little terrifying. Hey there, buddy. Don't think it's sun. All right, don't think I see anything too
Nope.
stand outy. All right, off. There we go. All right. Hey, pal.
A diligent and earnest young man. His mentor, my husband, has nothing but praise for his skills, so he has my complete trust. I know I shouldn't rely on him too much, but he's so good at noticing the finer details that I often find myself doing so.
Neat. Any thoughts?
I had already planned to come here to Toba in Mie Prefecture together with Sodo on another case. But the news of skeletal remains being found in the area caught my eye, so I sent him ahead to investigate. As expected, it turned out to be the result of a curse. Likely a troublesome one at that.
I see. Talk. The skeletal remains. To begin, shall we review the details of the case?
Is that really necessary?
Summarizing may help us notice something we missed.
Not a day goes past that I don't admire your diligence, Sodo.
My thanks. I'll strive to be brief. A few days ago, a fisherman off the coast here hauled up a long rod-like object. It resembled a human bone, so we notified the police. That was about 10 days ago.
So he fished it up completely by chance.
Following that, the police conducted an underwater investigation of the surrounding area. They discovered multiple skeletal remains in a fissure beneath the rocks.
Oh.
All the remains were already severely deteriorated, with each being several years to several decades old.
What if that fissure is the hole that...
I mean, it's possible.
Yuza?
It's possible. But
Found?
wasn't there the mention that that wasn't there, but they noticed it, what was like 3 months beforehand, a few months before when an earthquake happened. So
I don't remember that at all.
Because I was at the very beginning when he was talking about that, and I was like, did you know there's a fissure down there? And he was like, no, but there was an earthquake, so maybe that, opened it up. Though it could have been something where perhaps it was open for a while, but then something happened that closed it, and the earthquake may have undone some rubble that freed it open again, maybe. But as a result, forensics struggled to identify the victims. There was just too little to go on. Only fragments of the skulls remained, so facial reconstruction was apparently not possible.
Hardly surprising in such a state. Still, with your ability, we hardly need facial reconstruction, do we?
Indeed. I'll report my discovery shortly.
Boy.
What's the state of the sea?
This is the state of the sea.
Yeah.
You can see the sea from here all the way to Kamishima. Do you see anything out there, Sodo?
Yes, I do. The waters south of Kamishima are saturated with the powerful presence of the curse of the raging waves. I can sense it even from this distance, and that's how strong it is.
Is that so? Looking out to sea, I can't see a thing. I just hope this means we've made it in time.
Even during the disaster 5 years ago, the energy was never this overwhelming. And the seal is broken. There's no doubt about it.
So it's already broken. That isn't good. The sea still remains calm, though. Does the storm not break out immediately?
Yes, something seems to be holding it back for now.
Oh, so there's a silver lining at least.
It seems stable for the moment. You'll probably have 2 or 3 days of safety.
Oh, then we've got a bit of breathing room. Perhaps there's still something we can do.
Well,
Interesting.
we now know that...
The earthquake.
Well, not the earthquake. It was the storm 5 years ago was caused by the curse.
Yeah, I know. But them saying that we only have like 3 days to help like prevent anything from happening. And then, you just mentioned that there was an earthquake.
Well, this is still in August for them. The time frame doesn't match up on that. Because the earthquake was a few months before when we were diving out there, which was all in the same month, so that doesn't match up.
Oh, I thought you said it was a few days.
No, months.
No.
Yeah, I said 3 months. All right.
I'm running off of an empty stomach, okay?
State of the sea
I have no brain fuel.
You're good.
I hope we can do something about the curse of the raging waves while it's still being held back.
Yes, but despite all efforts, we still haven't found a way to lift the curse. We might have quite a struggle ahead of us.
That's really the heart of the problem, isn't it? And we have no idea where your ancestors' keepsake is either. What?
I apologize on behalf of my family. I guess they had some kind of cursed object in their possession.
That would help.
Yeah. More than the remains.
One possibility comes to mind. Will you humor me?
Please, go ahead.
I wonder if those skeletal remains could be the victims of the Kamishima Southern Sea disaster from 5 years ago.
Regrettably, that is not the case.
Oh, darn it.
Please don't sound so defeated.
I had that thought too, that maybe it was them.
Forensics confirmed 5 bodies in total, but they said they each had decomposed over a different length of time. He was talking about that like some were years, some were decades.
Yeah. Oh, meaning they didn't all die at the same time?
Correct. The most recent appears to date back 6 years ago. The others go back some 10 years before that, another 10, and another 10, and so on.
So roughly one body every 10 years.
Now that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Indeed, I imagine that any older remains may have simply decayed entirely.
Which means someone's been using that fissure as a place to dump corpses for decades?
It's surrounded by rock, and with minimal currents in the area, it's unlikely they drifted there naturally. Had that bone not been fished up by chance, we'd never have known. In other words, it was an ideal site for quietly disposing of bodies.
So this was no accident. Someone did this. I imagine quite some resentment must have piled up over the years.
Indeed. But I've already cleansed the lingering resentment in the area. Leaving such resentment to fester could lead to a curse manifesting after all.
I guess from the people who were disposed of, yeah. Efficient, as always.
My thanks. Fascinating. There is one more point of concern that all the remains have in common.
Go on.
Each body bore a clean, precise cut, clearly severed.
Severed? You're saying they were sliced straight through the bone?
Exactly. Each was sliced down through the bone, all with a clean cut as smooth as the last.
She's got marks on her neck.
Yeah, I see that. That's the first time I've seen that sprite from her.
Mm-hmm.
Forensics noted that reproducing such uniform cuts would be extremely difficult. Even with industrial equipment, such precision would have been unachievable decades ago. One possible explanation is that a master swordsman wielding a razor-sharp katana cleaved each of them in a single stroke.
Yes, well, that would certainly explain it. But warriors don't exactly run around with swords in this day and age. Which brings us to the possibility of a curse, I suppose.
Correct. If the cuts were made by supernatural means, the rules change.
I thought that too. I didn't get to say anything because I was reading.
And as it turns out, there were traces of a curse at each of the severed points.
It was just a matter of time until we found one.
Also, for the briefest moment, I glimpsed a curse echo that looked like a warrior in armor.
A curse echo in armor?
Yes, judging from the crest on its armor and given our location, it appears to be a curse tied to the Heike.
Right. The Heike. Is it Heike or Heike?
I was just thinking that as well at the same point there. If only I knew Japanese.
Because if it was Heike, I think it would be an I at the end.
Yeah.
You are familiar with the Heike, I assume. Well,
you are familiar with the Heike. I was going to say, I don't know if that ties to... I don't
remember that.
Yeah, so we're going to go, so we can get a reminder. If this was something from the last one, I want to remember what's going on here.
The Heike, I'm not too sure.
Or maybe it's a type of curse? I don't know. The Heike were a branch of the Taira clan, a warrior family who rose to power at the end of the Heian period.
That's right, because all curses stemmed from people, remember?
Yeah.
Sukuna.
From their base in Ise province, they expanded their influence, reaching great heights under Taira no Kiyomori. But in their pride, they were defeated by the Genji in what is known as the Genpei or Genpei? Genpei War.
Genpei would be J.
Very true.
Ah, yes, of course. I knew that.
English has cursed me in trying to understand that. The tale of the Heike preserved just how prosperous they were before they fell. Many who lived through the downfall carried deep regrets.
There are some words I can't 100% confirm if they're pronounced correctly, but they're the easy ones I can help you with.
Yeah. Their resentment is especially persistent. Many traces are made even today, and they can be quite meddlesome.
Indeed, you hear about it all over the place. I guess even by expert standards, it's quite the problem.
What's more, the katana that cursed Echo carried, I believe it may have been the famed blade, Nukemaru.
Nukemaru?
Yes, a blade passed down through the Heike, once wielded by Taira no Tadamori.
I see. It would seem your love of swords has proved rather useful here. So what you're saying is that these skeletal remains were cut and killed by the power of Tadamori's curse?
I can't say it was Tadamori himself, but I am confident it was a curse from someone within the Heike. At the very least, that offers an explanation for those mysteriously perfect cuts.
But the body is being dumped every decade. Surely that can't be the curse too, can it?
Correct. I imagine that part likely involves further intervention by someone else.
So this wasn't an accident by some spontaneous curse. There's a perpetrator out there, probably using it.
Yeah, indeed. However, I can't imagine any psychic with enough power to wield such a curse would dispose of bodies so poorly. My theory is that someone is using a curse
There
stone.
it is!
They're killing through its curse, then discarding the bodies.
A curse stone?
Think of it as a talisman that lets even those without spirit sense use the power of curses. They're created when intense resentment fuses with a suitable relic.
That sounds dangerously convenient.
There were a few incidents involving cursed stones in Tokyo last year, actually. Didn't you hear? Oh, so maybe that was
So this is the past, not the...
No,
that was the past. This
yeah.
is the future.
I just imagined that it was more modern for some reason. I don't know why, but...
Well, I mean, because, yeah, to call people...
They had to go to a payphone.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Oh, now that you mention it, that somewhat rings a bell.
Oh, boy.
This is what happens when you don't remember the dates.
Yeah.
Before... Because that means it would be the 70s?
Well, no, this is just 80-something, and it's just saying that what happened, that those stones were involved a year ago.
I just want to know if we're dumb or not.
What do you mean?
Like, if we should have known that from the get-go.
I mean, it's been years since we played the first one, so...
So, in short, whoever's behind this possesses a stone imbued with the Heike's curse. They use it to kill someone roughly every decade, dumping the body into the sea.
Yes, that aligns with the evidence. Thank you for the summary.
So they've been doing it for 50 years?
Something tells me someone's doing it for a potential... Especially since we're alluding to...
Because there were 5 bodies.
And it was already brought up once about... They're making a point about the immortality aspect out of the mermaids and their tale. I wonder if someone is using that curse for the sake of immortality, because 50 years is a long fucking time.
Yeah.
To murder people over and over again.
At first, like, maybe the magnate guy, but, like, he's 55, so he would have started when he was 5 years old.
Yeah, but depending on how immortality works, does it kind of freeze the body for a bit to where if people are... there's a lot to think of in that front, but we'll keep rolling on this.
Now then, about those skeletal remains. Were you able to use your Shogun, Sodo?
Yes, I did. It only worked on the most recent body, though. The one from 6 years ago. By viewing part of the remains, I was able to reconstruct a portrait sketch of how he looked when he was alive. Here's a copy. I've already provided one to the police as well.
Yeah, we don't know that person. Impressive. That ability of yours remains quite the asset.
Not always. There are times when the vision just doesn't come through. It's far from infallible. Besides, there are those who could simply speak directly with the victim's spirit and ask who did it.
Even so, none of these methods would hold up as admissible evidence in court. But as a lead in our investigation, it's more than enough. Excellent work.
Thank you. We had the police compare the sketch against missing people from 6 years ago, but no matches were found.
Darn, would have made things much easier.
Detective Ide is continuing the investigation.
Ah, the detective with the local police. I've heard he's good, so let's hope he proves it. Wouldn't it be crazy if one of the portraits was like one of the characters from the first game?
Well, the problem is those remains are 6 years old, so that wouldn't match up with what we just learned through that.
No, I said one of them, not the one that we just got.
But all the bodies are 6 years or older, so that would be impossible.
Okay.
Yeah.
God, my theorizing is so off because I can't remember shit. Say, Sodo, that sketch of yours. Maybe we should show it to some of the locals.
Good point. So I might recognize them if they were around here 6 years ago. If we can identify the victim, it can help us trace the one who used the curse.
I guess we can't just leave things be now that we know there's a curse involved. Honestly, I'd rather not deal with it.
There you go again. Are you sure that's something you should be saying out loud?
Obviously not. I just want to get this over with and go home, that's all.
Yes, we all know how much you love your home.
Engie. Oh.
Ma'am, behind you.
Behind me? Oh, God.
Vision. That's
a
different.
puddle.
There was never, but the problem is that didn't exist And
Oh no, it's a shadow still.
But no one else's shadows glowed like that. That's not normal.
Huh.
I don't trust it. You're a ghost. What do you want, woman?
That looks like... That looks like Mare.
A bit disheveled. It would
Yeah.
be easier to tell if they got a little closer, but...
Who's that? Just someone from town passing by? Oh, she bolted. Sodo, after her.
On it. Hey, stop. That's just a woman, so you can take that.
Let me go. I didn't do nothing wrong.
Oh my god. I mean, that's actually probably fitting, so
Yeah.
I've apprehended the suspect.
Good work. Sorry for the rough handling. Mind helping us out a bit? Maybe it's not her. Cause didn't Mari have black hair?
I do think it was more
Yeah, okay.
not exactly brown like this one.
What were you doing here? Why did you run? What? Don't get smart with me. You're the suspicious one, sneaking around and poking into things. I picked the right accent.
Yeah, you did.
You think folks won't be wary with shady times like you wandering through town? Oh, I see. Sorry if we gave you a scare. We're with the police. Nothing shady here.
Yeah, nothing at all.
You're with the police? Seriously? You heard about the skeletal remains found nearby, yes? That's what we're looking into. Shh, you don't look like police. Say, do you live around here? There's something I'd like you to take a quick look at. Do you recognize this face at all? We believe he may have been around here about 6 years ago.
Darling?
Huh? Nope, don't know him. I see. Then could you point us in the direction of someone who might know about people coming and going in town? No idea. Ask whoever you want. Can I go now? I've got nothing to do with this. Don't know a thing. All right. Sorry for holding you up. She's totally got something to do with this.
What a peculiar woman.
It was like her mind was somewhere else entirely. Well, either way, we should talk to more people in town.
Agreed.
Also, could you ask around and find out who that woman is?
Of course.
Several hours later.
Hours later.
Absolute cinema.
Ma'am, I've learned a few things.
Excellent. Let's hear it.
New Oh my god. Look at that unit.
Is a duck.
It's crazy.
What's it called?
Oh, yeah, let me oh man, which thing would this be under now? Mockingbirds. There
Yep.
we go. Okay, so I've got to go down a good bit. Tit for tat. Maverick Manny.
Oh my god.
Well then. Okay. Surroundings. The port and town center are down that way, so this area is technically the outskirts. It's a quiet town, so a stranger loitering here would definitely attract attention.
That's a good point.
Alright. About the sketch.
Yeah.
I showed the sketch to the victim to several townsfolk. However, it seemed that no one here recognized him at all.
Unfortunate. I suppose chances are he wasn't from this area to begin with. Guess we'll have to place our hopes on Detective Ide then.
Alright. Anything else on that one?
You don't suppose we might be working with a bad sketch here?
Do you not trust me? You needn't worry about that. I'm confident in the likeness. It
Whoa.
should be a near perfect match.
Well, she's just saying how sometimes it's not like 100%.
Yeah.
You're right, I'm sure it's close. Sorry for doubting you.
Never doubt me. Alright. I also asked around about the woman we encountered earlier. Apparently, she isn't originally from this town.
Oh? Is that so?
Indeed. Apparently she wandered into town about 5 years ago.
Huh.
She's been living alone in a cheap rental apartment on the outskirts of town ever since. When she first arrived, she had nothing but an old wooden box, which she was clutching to as if it was very dear to her.
That's weird. Nothing but an old wooden box.
Supposedly, she used to work as an ama diver. Around when she first moved here, she'd occasionally go diving for fish. But these days, she keeps to herself and no one even sees her diving anymore. No one really knows how she supports herself, and many of the islanders find her unsettling.
Perhaps she fled from something and moved her life here.
I think you could say that. That was suggested, yes, but she's never spoken about her past, so no one knows for sure. Although, according to her landlord, she's never been late on rent.
Huh.
And she's never caused any problems either.
Wonder if she got an inheritance or something. Because, like, how else would she have money if they don't see her around, you know?
Yeah.
Still, it seems odd she'd get so worked up about strangers coming to town. Doesn't seem like she's in any position to be worrying about that. You think she might be hiding something?
It's possible. Her attitude changed the moment we said we were with the police. Perhaps she was keeping watch over the coast where the bodies were dumped, waiting to see if someone showed up.
Right. I mean, the most recent body is from 6 years ago, and she arrived in town 5 years back. The timing is rather suspicious when you look at it like that. You best keep an eye on her.
Agreed.
Were you able to get her name?
Apparently her last name is Somekawa.
Oh.
But I didn't manage to get her first name.
Somekawa. Why does that name sound so familiar?
You've heard it before?
I think so, but I can't quite remember where. But I'm a woman who cast off her past long ago. I guess I shouldn't let it bother me.
No, get bothered. Not this again.
Let's leave any time-consuming background checks to Detective Ide.
Very well. I'll inform him.
That's the same last name that was, Mari's
yes,
maiden name.
Yes, it is. So, raises a lot of questions. Is it, is it mother? Is it maybe a family member? The fact that that she rolled up 5 years ago, which is when the sea disaster happened, that should have killed everyone aboard that ship. I imagine that she absolutely was on board when the disaster happened, but I don't know the connection for sure yet. I don't know if I want to say it is Mari or not, but...
because Yuza was there with his parents. We know she was on board. Remember? He was the only survivor.
No, yeah, I know that Yuza's on board. I'm saying that this woman that is here in front of us, I can't guarantee that it's Mari. No, the stranger.
Listen, when we have her, we're looking at her profile, and you say this woman.
Sorry, what I was meaning is the stranger who we don't have the first name of yet.
Yes.
I'm not willing to say it's Mari yet. It could be a family member, though. I definitely think that that woman, the unknown first name woman, was aboard the ship. But I don't know for sure what's going on that front yet. But just putting everything together a little bit.
So you think she secretly survived? That would mean she would have been proclaimed dead, though, and also missing, just like Yuza's parents were.
Well, I'm saying everyone that was aboard that ship went missing. But
not everyone. Yuza survived.
Well, everyone else that was aboard the ship, because he went back. But over here, she's not telling anyone her first name and could be running off of her maiden name to protect her identity, and then she ironically died, pretty soon here. But what else do you know?
So this means that woman might have been marking us since we got here.
It's possible. I apologize for not noticing sooner. Even a moment's lapse can expose one to a curse. I was careless, but I won't let it happen again.
You can be cursed that easily? That's terrifying. What a world we live in.
That concludes all the information I gathered from my inquiries.
That helps a lot. Thanks.
Shall I summarize our next steps?
Yes, I suppose we need to do something about all this. Let's see.
So the skeletons.
Skeleton.
Regarding the unidentified skeletons, until we can identify the victim from the sketch, we have no other leads to move forward. I believe this is the best left in Detective Ide's hands.
Yes, agreed.
And I think the same goes for that Somekawa woman from earlier. We'll have Detective Ide look into her.
It's nice to have someone we can rely on. Agreed on that end, too. In other words, we can safely leave the skeleton case to him for now.
Yes, then we should remain vigilant regarding the curse stones. Now the Raging Waves. Regarding our main objective, or the so-called Curse of the Raging Waves. Without knowing how to lift it, there's not much we can do right now.
I don't suppose there's a chance you'd be able to break the curse using brute force. You're quite good at that.
It's certainly an option if worse comes to worst, but I can't say I have high hopes it would work.
I guess it could be more realistic to try and find some clues about the whereabouts of your ancestors' keepsake instead.
Indeed, it is said that the item may hold the key to lifting the curse of the Raging Waves. But even the location of the map pointing to that keepsake has unfortunately been lost to time.
What if the lady had it in her box?
Maybe. But then it seems
we
like...
gotta figure out, because obviously that box is relevant.
Yeah, I imagine there's probably some kind of
Like,
curse
what if she
or
got her
curse stone
hands
in
on
there.
it somehow? And I don't know.
Maybe, but...
Either that or she somehow...
Oh, this is interesting.
I don't
Although
know.
the map was said to be hidden inside a model of a mermaid mummy. One rumor says it was sold overseas during the Edo period.
Doesn't sound promising. If we can't find it, I guess we're back to trying to break the curse with brute force.
But to even consider that route, we need much more intel from the island.
Which is why we need to head to Kamishima. And at the very least, advise the locals to evacuate.
Yes, hopefully someone of influence there will believe us about the curse of the Raging Waves. Huh?
Is something wrong?
No. It's just that one of the islanders I spoke with seems to be calling me over. Something may have happened. I'll go find out.
Please do.
Oh, yes, I can't walk like I used to.
Oh,
Ma'am,
what was it?
the person who called me over shared a new piece of information. They were told to keep it secret, but opened up since we were with the police.
Go on.
Earlier this morning, down by the shore, they apparently found something that resembled the corpse of a mermaid.
A mermaid? Really?
That same person reported it to a local authority, and was immediately ordered to tell no one, not even the police.
You're kidding me.
That local authority then contacted an unknown individual. Soon after, someone came and secretly retrieved the mermaid corpse.
That couldn't be more suspicious, could it?
Exactly. They were uneasy about the whole thing, which is why they confided in me. What shall we do?
Did they describe what the mermaid looked like?
Yes. They said from the head to the shoulders it was human, but below that entirely fish. So it was not the classic mermaid from fairy tales, it would seem.
Only the head was human?
They also said it was completely dried out, almost mummified. The face was unrecognizable. But they thought it resembled a local ama diver named Tomiko Suma.
Tomiko.
Tomiko Suma.
What?
Apparently she went out diving alone this morning and hasn't returned. That's likely what worried the witness the most.
That is troubling. Was that, Yuza's grandma's name? Or did she have a different name that started with a T?
Don't think so.
You want to check? No, yeah, it's in Yuza's profile. You're not on Yuza's profile anymore.
Nope. On uses,
Suyu, that's his grandma's name. Okay, never mind.
Alright. Back to it.
Wait, I didn't read that.
It was just
Damn it, just what we needed. More things to deal with. First things first, let's deal with this mermaid story. Come on.
Oh my god, there's even more here.
Oh, there's even more in the past before we actually look at... Because, like, that means that this is a different mermaid, then.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Because the previous one got taken.
Yeah, but this one...
So this is a new one.
Yeah, which is very, very interesting that it seems like there's multiple.
Because they're really close together.
Yeah.
I wonder... Wait, that means that this mermaid that we first found was the lady that we talked to.
Yes, that is from...
Not Mother.
Yeah, no, it's going to be more on match with...
Yeah.
That strange woman that we found that could very well have been...
Yeah, because her hair matches.
Yeah, could have been Yuza's mother having survived the wreck. Because... I think, if I'm reading from it correctly, that first part is from before they traveled to the island that everyone is on.
I know, but God, I don't remember her name. You can go down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yumiko. She would not have recognized someone she hasn't met before. She wouldn't have been like, "Oh yeah, that's Somekawa." Was that the last name? I don't remember. But the only person she knows by that name was the lady she just met that she learned the last name of, but not the first name.
Yeah.
So that is the suspicious lady that we met.
Yeah. No, yeah, I know that. I'm just saying that the suspicious lady could be Mother, is all that I'm saying. Like, I've been saying that it could or could not be.
But we looked at their portrait and...
Well, I'm saying 5 years living away from home and probably trying to hide your identity, especially if you may have ended up being guilty of something. That happens. But...
So you think she dyed her hair?
Maybe your age can make it lighter. Who knows? I'm just spitballing.
Okay, all right.
We're gonna go over here, though, because a mermaid corpse was discovered on the beach near Ijika town. While Yumiko and her partner are investigating its whereabouts, they run into an important local figure.
Oh, an old man.
I'm not trying to be immortal, I swear.
Oh boy.
Whoa. Mr. Yamashina, thank you for agreeing to meet with us on such short notice. I understand you're a busy man.
Like I have much choice when it's some bigwig from the prefecture police badgering me to do so. So Yoshiki from the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department Security Division, was it? I never thought you were just some housemaid. You sure you're from the police in that getup?
Well, I am primarily a housewife by trade, but that's hardly important right now.
Housewife?
Well, because he said housemaid. So
Yeah.
she's like, housewife.
I know, it was just funny, the delivery. I loved it.
You're also known as Unkakudono, I believe. After hearing so many rumors, it's an honor to make your acquaintance.
Rumors, huh?
Yeah, I was making it so she was correcting him.
Yeah.
Like housewife, not housemaid.
Yeah.
Yes, I hear you've been doing some under-the-table research into immortality.
And? So what if I am?
Well, now, I wouldn't have expected you to be such a dreamer, but it does make you just a bit more relatable.
You can laugh all you want. What it's got to do with the police anyway? What's it got to do with the police anyway?
It seems on this particular occasion, it has quite a bit to do with the police, unfortunately.
You don't say.
Ooh, can we look at... We have his profile now, right?
Yeah,
How
there's
old
a
does it
few-
say he is?
There's a few profiles that we have that we can go through. Because, now we've got some stuff on
true.
Yumiko Shiki, a woman who balanced her work in a housewife with her position as a full-time employee at Paranormal Affairs Bureau.
Paranormal affair.
A secret department within the Tokyo Metropolitan Police. Although the very image of the refined lady in appearance, she has a surprisingly free-spirited personality and tends to find anything she has no interest in too bothersome to take seriously. Things that do catch her attention, on the other hand, often command all of it, and she will actively involve herself in looking into them. She utterly adores her husband, swooning in admiration whenever the topic turns to him, and she's also viewed with affection by her coworkers, who call her Ma'am. Out of the 5 current full-time members of the Paranormal Affairs Bureau, Yumiko alone lacks any particular metaphysical abilities despite possessing a meager degree of spirit sense. Even so, she was chosen to be part of the Bureau's elite unit for very particular reasons known only to a handful of people close to her. There was once one other member of the Bureau who had no paranormal powers to speak of. Veteran police detective Tetsuo Tsutsumi. Tetsuo, there he is. And the two occasionally worked on investigations together.
Hey!
When dispatched on assignments now, she always pairs up with freelance psychic detective Sodo Kiryu, leaving all paranormal-related procedures and often her much-despised paperwork to him.
Yeah, Tetsuo was the one that had the smooth jazz voice.
Yeah. Yumiko's husband is also a psychic by the name of
Itensai
Shiki, and Sodo is his cherished protege. This guy, 25 years old.
How old is Yumiko? Oh yeah, age is secret. That's right.
You don't ask a woman her age.
Never.
An independent psychic who makes his living as Japan's only psychic detective. Sodo has no permanent residence, instead traveling throughout the country for training and resolving any metaphysical incidents he comes across.
Damn.
Something which eventually led to him gaining his current moniker within the industry. Although he has a calm and taciturn personality and is possessed of a sharp mind, he is surprisingly sensitive by nature. However, this trait does not extend to a mercy towards spirits and other phenomena, which often ends up subduing by force. Primary spiritual abilities. Curses. The ability to use particular curses to inflict harm or otherwise negative effects on others. Effects range from forcibly blinding a target. Binding a target.
Not blinding.
In place of dealing fatal wounds. The stronger the curse effect, the greater the burden on the user.
That's right. I forgot about that whole thing.
Shagan, the ability to see the face of a deceased individual from their remains, allowing for recreation of their features via portrait sketch. Only a small piece of the deceased remains is necessary to use this ability. However, enough of the thoughts and desires of the dead individuals must remain for it to be effective. The Feast of Shadows, the ability to create a domain in which the potency and range of certain types of spiritual abilities are increased.
Remember that?
Only effective at night, Sodo himself is able to create a domain up to 1 kilometer in range.
Dang, he can make one.
Domain expansion. Sodo's family runs a small shrine dedicated to a certain Onmyoji from the Sengoku period. This Onmyoji is said to be an ancestor of the Kiryu family, which may explain why their bloodline has produced many individuals with a strong spirit sense over the years. Sodo was born with an exceptionally potent spirit sense even within his lineage, leading to his abilities catching the attention of legendary psychic, the husband, Itensai. When he was 8 years old. Itensai subsequently took him under his wing as his protege, and Sodo underwent rigorous training under his watchful eye. Even now, he's always quick to respond when summoned by his mother's wife, Yumiko Shiki, and often supports her during her work. He also has a keen interest in swords and is extremely knowledgeable about blades from all countries and eras. We saw that.
35.
Oh boy, the investigator. An assistant inspector in the 1st Investigative Division of the Criminal Investigation Department of the Mie Prefectural Police. He often finds himself saddled with whatever troublesome tasks come to his department's way. Something he makes sure he grumbles about each time, but is a proficient detective in his own right, being diligent in his duties and having passed his promotion exam without difficulty.
Guy really is a dodgy.
Although
grumbling about work.
Although often said to have a somewhat unreadable expression, he is quite sociable and makes a point to attend all the department drinking parties. I wonder why. Born and raised in Mie, Masaru never ventured beyond bicycle commuting distance of his hometown, Sioux City, until the time came for him to attend university. With no particular plans for his future in mind, he took the employment exam for police officers, figuring that a local government job would at least be stable. He had no admiration for the police or any strong sense of duty or justice, but found the strict discipline of the police force suited his personality. He quietly married a fellow classmate from the police academy soon after graduating, and at home he takes on the role of doting father of 2 sons and a daughter.
Wow, 3 kids.
If pressed to discuss his hobbies, they would include walking and combination puzzles. Strangely enough, he often happens to be walking nearby whenever incidents occur, leading him to being first on the scene even when off duty. His colleagues frequently tease him about. Something tells me there's something to that he doesn't realize yet.
Yeah.
70 years old.
Wow.
Tycoon. A wealthy tycoon who owns multiple companies and swaths of land, particularly in the Sioux and Issei areas. Born in the Taisho period. Unmarried. His family first came into business in the Edo period, traveling from town to town selling talismans.
Oh.
Miscanthus read hoops, and other items to ward off evil spirits.
Hopes. Hope.
During the Meiji period, this business expanded to a trading company, and the Yamashina family became prominent contributors to the development of the region. Born to their heir of the Yamashina family business and the daughter of a noble family, Yoshiatsu grew up in an affluent environment where he received a thorough education tailored to gifted children. Following the end of the war, Yoshiatsu inherited the company assets in his 30s, but was quick to sell off all the shares he owned, using the proceeds to buy and sell real estate and stocks, a practice that made him extremely wealthy. Oh, Jesus Christ. After amassing his fortune, he showed a keen interest in investing in ambitious young people, actively mentoring those he took a particular liking to. This approach led to the emergence of many successful businessmen, which included Shinobu Wakamura of Kamishima. Of course it did. Those who have received Yamashima's support view him with both gratitude and a sense of awe bordering on reverence, referring to him as
Unkakudono.
Yeah, the Unkakudono. A title evokes a figure elevated above the clouds. That's crazy.
He's like worshipped, basically.
Yeah, and especially by the guy that pretty much owns and runs the island that the boat is encamping on now.
Interesting.
Yamashina has already shown a strong attachment to wealth, even going so far as to partake in illicit activities such as illegal donations, tax evasion, insider trading, and media control, all in an effort to garner ever more status and money.
Jeez.
In the shadow of the many success stories enabled by his support, many more of his beneficiaries have fallen into bankruptcy or been arrested, filling endless unsavory rumors about him to this day. Yamashina himself, however, seems to be unconcerned by these rumors, considering anything that does not directly harm him to be beneath his notice.
Wow.
Even as a lifelong bachelor, he has surrounded himself with
lifelong bachelor, that's crazy.
Many followers, both publicly and privately, and has never lacked for anything to satisfy his personal needs. A few years ago, he began to seriously consider the issue of a successor, driven by his determination that his beloved fortune should never fall into the hands of someone untrustworthy. Perhaps for this reason, he began to develop a keen fascination with immortality around the same time, and is said to be secretly investigating vast amounts of money. Investing into research on the topic. Okay.
Somekawa.
A woman living in Toba. Although she occasionally does work as an ama diver, it is unclear who she is and where she came from. She apparently showed up in Toba about 5 years ago with nothing but a grubby wooden box to her name, and has been living there ever since.
So she does have black hair. The brown hair was just lighting.
Yeah, the sunlight did. I want to see if we can do a quick little flip here.
Because black hair with when it's in the sun looks more brown.
Yeah, we're gonna do a quick flip here. 3, 2, 1.
Interesting.
I can't say it's not the possibility. Like I said, there's also a possibility that it could be a family member, and it could be a bit of a ruse in that regard. We don't know if she had a sister or anything like that. But it's definitely on my sus list right now of situations. The timing of her showing up, like I said, it's one of those where is it too easy already to have that information available? Though, even if that's the case, she is fucking dead. It was murdered. In terms of the game, a matter of days ago. So, the transformation too that was going on was mere days ago.
Well, yeah, it's not necessarily murdered, it's cursed.
Yeah. Okay.
But you said she died before the curse could take like full effect or something like that.
Hold on, I'm investigating. I want to see if there's any stickers around. Excuse me, pardon me.
Oh!
Sticker. That's what I wanted
that looks
right
like a
there.
Sparrow. Or a eagle, hawk.
Mondo, is that you? It was number 9. The Kiting Killer.
Oh, it's a kite.
Fascinating. Oh my god, I want this one with the pompadour.
Oh my god, you were talking about Mondo. That's Mondo.
Oh my god. Please show me where the hell that is. Almost looks like a parrot or something. I don't know. I'm just looking at the beak and thinking that, but I'm not. Wait. Oh, they all have. Oh, never mind. I've been fooled. I've been bamboozled.
Damn
it.
Rip.
But maybe one of them will look like that. Please?
I wouldn't put
I want
it
the
past
pompadour bird. All right.
But yeah, the trench coat or jacket or whatever. That's.
As long as I get the surroundings quick and then be done. But let's take a look at this area. I caught you at the worst possible moment.
You really did. Thanks for that. These splendid gardens all fall within the grounds of Mr. Yamashina's Issei City estate. Part of me wonders why he needs so much space when he doesn't have a family. But I suppose he has an image to maintain.
Okay. So yeah, there's a lot of Jesus Christ, just sudden.
He scared you?
I wasn't expecting. I just saw a massive face in front of us because I remember that he was a little bit farther away, but then it was just boom.
Yeah.
Oh boy, there's a lot.
He's right next to us.
A lot of suspect people on our list. Some we have met, some we haven't quite met yet. But I feel like they're all gonna tie together in one way. I wonder if Mr. Yoshiatsu is utilizing this guy to try and be investigating the immortality part.
Like on the down low?
Maybe. It's very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Because obviously my first thought is that if you're looking into immortality, you're looking at number 1, mermaids. Number 2, the fact that mermaids can give you immortality. And maybe number 3, the fact of knowing a curse that can turn people into fish. Maybe try and utilize that and be like, does that count as them in transformation point as a mermaid? I don't know.
Oh my god, and also...
Yeah?
If you are hoping to plan to be immortal, you're gonna want to always have money.
Uh-huh.
So that would be a reason why he made sure to have like this, he has this obsession with wealth.
As he also said, though, it's more or less the fact that he wants a successor, and I think he wants to make sure that he lives as long as he needs to before he finds a suitable person to give all of his money to, because he doesn't want it going to some random Joe Schmo or anything.
Yeah, but
like
immortal means you don't die, so why would he need a successor? A successor is when you take over for someone who passed on.
Yeah, it could be plan A and plan B, but it could also be the fact of, is immortality actually quote unquote immortal, or is it...
Also, he's not going to openly talk about, hey, I'm trying to be immortal, so the reason why I have all this money is so that I be set for my immortal life.
Like I mentioned, it could also be that it's not exactly immortality, but it's an extension of life, if that makes sense. That by utilizing it, you can live longer for a certain period of time, but not able to fully just do something once and then you're set and live forever. You need something that allows you to extend into
Man, you're even
infinity.
theorizing the word immortality in this universe.
Well, the reason why I was going to bring that up is that my immediate thought is that all of the bodies that were found that were in the fissure there every 10 years are being used for that purpose.
To keep them alive?
That perhaps, let's say, maybe through some various research, that, if you're looking for immortality, maybe you look at mermaids. But what if the effects of taking a bite out of mermaids, eating it a little bit, what if that simply extends your life for 10 years? Not quite immortality, but if you do it repeatedly, you could, in theory, continue to live on forever as long as you repeat that step every 10 years.
But then why would we consider him a suspect in the murders and dumping people into the ocean? Because those people were not like mermaid cursed or anything. They were just normal people.
We don't know because we only found the skeletons.
No, we found the skulls.
But still, we don't have anything that would reveal if their body had changed or not.
I feel like Sogo would have sensed something.
Maybe. I mean, he did sense the curse of the blade that on their cuts, but just me throwing out way too early theories out here. But you know what? There's only one way to find out what's really going on, and that's to keep this story moving. We're gonna get this moving and fucking interview your old ass. Next time.
I'm sure he's a charming person to be around.
Oh, I'm sure he's just the nicest given his backstory.
He's already been kind of standoffish. Surprise.
And we know about his potential illicit dealings he's done in the past that he doesn't really give a shit about if he's not caught doing them. What a wonderful, delightful human being.
This guy reminds me of someone from Somnium Files.
Oh my god.
Right? With a giant garden too?
Oh, you're not wrong.
Literally.
Blech.